What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, as requested, I am going to cover some of the new Rebellion reward cards that are my favorites for those who don't have them, maxed out yet. I think that these ones provide actually a significant amount of value, even at the lower levels. And while I don't have all of them yet, there are certain ones that I'm targeting, right? So there are either ones that I'm already starting to use, or there are ones that I'm targeting. Now, I did a video where I went comprehensively into all of the cards. I'm not going to do that this time around. I'm just going to focus on a couple of specific ones. And if you want to watch that video, you can go and find it, right? And just keep in mind, this is probably going to evolve over time. But, here's where we're at about 2 weeks in, about one season in. So I'm going to start, I'm going to do this by rarity. Now, when it comes to the legendary cards, again, none of them really stuck out to me outside of maybe Galacus. This is a card that I think is fantastic, again, for very niche situations where you have, somebody who is Little League available, has Headwinds as a range unit, right? So has Headwinds and Shield and Taunt. And in my opinion, right, if you get enough Headwinds kind of situations, you can get it to a point where nobody's doing damage to this card and it is taking all of the hits, drawing all the attention. So I think that this is probably one of my favorite legendary cards that I do want to get leveled up all the way as quickly as possible. Obviously, that's going to take a lot of time, but in terms of legendary cards, that is probably the one that stuck out to me the most. Now, that being said, there are a lot of 1-mana cards available. Actually, let me just check Sirenth real quick. This is another one that was interesting too. Again, range card that has Return Fire and Dodge, right? So both of these cards, this one and Galacus, are great for very specific situations. So that's that. When it comes to the 1-mana cards, I'm not as big of a fan of the ranged ones, right? So it might just be Blackmore Jinx. But I do like an Endless Gibbon at the reach position, not my favorite. But I do like Grifzy, which is the sneak attacker. Then you got Frigid Wolf, which is the charge, so you can put it anywhere and it's going to attack and use its melee attack on the front position. And then Surly Drunk, which has opportunity. So those are the 3 cards from the I'll say 5 cards total from the legendary stack that I like. Now, when it comes to epics, I think all of these are fascinating because they all have the new reward ability. Now, Olivia the Brook, by far, I mean, I don't even have it at whatever level you need for level 2 to get Mimic. So I'm waiting for that. But from what I've seen from other people posting about it, I mean, this card just seems broken in a sense, and I can't wait to start using it. In terms of other cards, I also, in terms of other cards here, I really like Thanalorian Blade. Again, this is an opportunity card with the new Execute ability. So just the fact that you get opportunity, so you're going for the weakest person already, then Execute. So if they only have 2 life or 2 health or less, you'll be able to attack again. And then Trample, which means you're going to get another potential attack. So up to 3 attacks in a turn. This is a card where I think all of the abilities synergize quite well. I haven't used Arachne Weaver yet, but I am kind of curious to see how the Corrupted Healing works. So it's a card that I'm interested in kind of getting a little bit more involved in the future. Kazi Conqueror, again, I like all the epics, right? I just haven't used them as much. I think once you get Pierce, which I don't currently have, this could make a little bit more sense, especially if you can throw them next to somebody that is like a Martyr, for example, Martyr card. And yeah, Night Reaper's great, and I've actually been using Halfling Refugee quite a bit. This card is just great as a meat shield overall. I think when you get heal, that'll add a little bit more, but even at the lower levels, even at like level 1 or 1 BCX, and I only have this at level 1 right now with 2 BCX. I've actually used this card quite a bit just as a 1-mana meat shield to throw in whenever I need something. Okay, so here's where it hopefully gets a little bit more interesting, but let's go down to the rare cards now. So Commander Slade, definitely at the top of the list for the rare cards. Now, again, very specific use case, but has 2 abilities that you get right off the get-go with what's that called? Enfeeble and Dodge. Right, so even at like the lower levels, he's 10 mana, so it's expensive. But if you throw him into a melee only match, he's got two abilities that are going to be super helpful, right? He's be able to reduce the opponent's reduce the opponent's attack by 1 every time he hits, and he's actually going to be difficult to hit. And in a melee only match, right, dodge can be the difference. Now, when you get all the way to the top, you do get backfire, which is cool to pair with dodge. But again, I'm talking about who's effective right off the bat. The other card that I really like, I haven't used it as much because I just got it to level 2, but still, I do like Drybone Megalodon quite a bit, mainly because this, I don't know why, but this makes a lot of sense for me, even at the lower levels, to get a flank ability with a decent tank. Again, I'm sure that there are some other options out there, but I like the ability just because there's so many fantastic melee units for the fire element, that being able to get that is awesome. And of course, once you get to have it maxed out with Retaliate and Thorns, again, another perfect card for melee only matches. And then this is a card, again, I haven't really used, but I like the abilities that it has. Again, it's an opportunity card for 5 mana. It's decently fast. And then when you get Scavenge, which is available at level 3, right? So that's just in silver. I mean, all of a sudden this guy could be a force to be reckoned with. But again, these are just kind of like the lower level cards, maybe bronze and silver, that I think can make an immediate impact. And then finally, let's go over to the common cards. Now these I haven't used as much. I will call out. So for example, I have Halloran Huntress. This is a card that I like and I'm looking to use just because, 4 mana. I have it, 2 damage right off the bat. I have it at level 4 right now, hoping to get it to level 5 with Snare. But again, fantastic for what's that called? Earthquake rule sets, where you have a flying unit. It can attack from anywhere, so you can hide it in the back. And with it getting Snare, I think it's pretty powerful. But even at the lower levels, to me, 4 mana, 2 damage, flying and attacking from anywhere is actually quite powerful. I do like Great Alpine Skink just because it offers a shield water tank right off the get-go. This is something that obviously once you get it to level 5 with the speed, shield, and phase, I think makes for a phenomenal tank, but obviously I don't have mine there yet. But even still, there's just not much in terms of shield at the lower levels for water, and that's why this is a card that stuck out to me. And then Martoran Trader is another one that I like too. Again, at the lower levels, well, I shouldn't say lower levels, but at silver, you're able to get a Headwinds here, which again, I mean, it's just, there's so many of those range only battles. So the ability to get this at lower levels is quite powerful for me. So I just got mine recently. You can see I'm just barely, no, actually I'm almost at level 5, but you get it at level 4, which is midway through silver. And then is there any other one that I wanted to go through? I haven't used this card a lot myself yet, but Drybone Hobgoblin I like because you get the immunity at level 1, similarly to the Forgotten one. And so in the in very specific not melee but poison rule sets, it's nice to be able to have 2 attackers, right? Right now, I think he's just too under-leveled for me. I only have him at level 4? I guess that's not that terrible. But, I'm looking forward to getting him into a position where I'll be able to take advantage of that, especially if I can, throw some taunt. There's a great taunt unit, or great taunt units, I should say, for the fire element to keep the attention away from people in the front. So, again, it's one that I'd like to use. And then finally, again, I haven't been using this as much. I've seen the bot use it a couple of times. I like the fact that you get a ranged unit that has Thorns from the get-go. Now, early on, it only has 2 health, so you're not going to do much Thorns damage for sneak attackers. And then you also get a sneak attack in terms of the range going towards the back line. But I will say this: it's for 6 mana early on. It's not great. I think you can see here quickly that the only thing that's increasing is the health. So the moment you're able to get it into level 3 or level 4, where, hey, now it can maybe take 2 or a couple more hits, especially because you're going to go up against some of these very juiced up sneak units. So you'd either have to get it leveled up or protect it with some armor or something in order to get the full kind of benefit from there. But I do like the fact that even at the lower levels, it does provide some decent value. So that is it. Those are the cards that I think have a lot of value that I'm using or trying to use at the lower levels. I will call out one more just because I did get it leveled up to level 4 here with Urujak Brave. The silence is huge. Again, I haven't necessarily used it, but I'm excited and happy that I have it at my fingertips now. Again, a lot of it is still, we're only one season in, right? So we're still seeing how the meta is going to play out. But there are quite a few cards out there, as I covered here, that I have either started playing with or am excited to start playing with, even at these lower levels. And the fact that I was able to get them after a season, and again, I'm playing in like Diamond Champion, right? Or High Diamond, Low Champion, which hopefully means that people at, lower leagues will be able to get these cards up to a decent level in 2, 3, 4 seasons, right? Again, I don't know what your glint status is, or what your how much SPS or how much whatever, but either way, for me, I was able to get these cards within a season. I think they already have a lot of value. They can already impact the meta. I have won games with them. I've been beaten in certain games. Blackmore Wild Elf was definitely one that got me with the amplifier recently. So there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of excitement, and obviously we're just going to see the meta evolve even more as these cards get leveled up. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if there are cards that I didn't call out here that are game changers for you, like literal game changers for you, because I'd love to know and maybe focus on using them more. But that is all I have. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.